Hi, Mark and Melody here with another episode of The Whole Message, where we teach you the intelligent side of living a healthier life. You like eating intelligently, don't you?
I like to eat.
You like to eat.
I don't know how intelligent it is, but you have to eat to live.
What's so intelligent about eating healthy?
Oh, the intelligence of eating healthy is the way your body feels, and you don't even have to pay. I mean, I'm paying nobody for health. Well, I have to pay for health care, but I don't have to pay for good health.
I think a lot of people just don't think when they're eating. They're eating with their heart, they're eating with their passion, they're eating with their desires. They're not eating with their mind and their intelligence of really thinking about what they should be eating.
No, you and I talked about this just the other day. Do you remember how you said whenever you give something, like if you're on a diet, a specific diet of some sorts, and then you reward yourself with something special.
Yeah.
And then you keep rewarding and rewarding till you get to the place you're very mundane to those choices.
Yeah, we did this at a cooking program. For what, 60 people were at this cooking show, and we were talking about how we need to quit rewarding ourselves with unhealthy food. What in the mind is saying, I'm going to reward myself with this sugary, oily, fat, cholesterol-loaded dessert?
Because a lot of the popular diets out there suggest that we reward ourselves after we've spent a week losing 2.5 pounds at best.
Yeah, it's just ludicrous.
It is.
I don't know how to
explain that dessert's going to cost you. Then you're going to have to really suffer and work harder the next week to offset the effects of that sugar.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
And it just boop, boop, boop. You know, here you go up and down.
And the other thing we were talking about was how people end up going on these diets, and then they get off the diet, and then they're back on the diet, and they get off the diet.
Yo-yoing.
Yeah, and I really don't feel like I'm on a diet. Do you feel like you're on a diet?
I'm not on a diet.
I just love the food I eat.
I have been on every diet out there, Mark.
Really?
I've done the one where you count calories. I've done the one where you weigh and measure your food with portions. I've done the numbers. I've done the...
You done paleo, stuff like that?
I haven't done the paleo because I'm a grain girl. I didn't get into that one. I really, really thought that the carb diet where you had no carbohydrates and all this fat, and I watched somebody who did that. It was a coworker of mine, and he really had a lot of health issues. He did lose weight, but as soon as he eliminated that diet and went to eating normal, guess what happened, Mark? More weight than what he started out with. And that's what happens when we get to these diets where they are specifically geared for their program or their amount of food and types of food, that as soon as we graduate ourselves off into normal eating, guess what happens? We didn't learn how to control the types of food we eat, the appetite.
Right. Now there's one interesting part about this too, is because a lot of people that are overweight are the ones going on diets, right?
Right.
I'm overweight, I need to go on a diet. Nobody ever mentally thinks I need to go on a diet if they're slender.
No.
And they might be the most unhealthy people on the planet.
That just because you're overweight doesn't mean you aren't
not as healthy.
Right, you're right. You take a small person, you think, oh, they're healthy, and I'm overweight, so I'm unhealthy. When in fact, you might be more healthier than that person.
Yeah, there's a lot of overweight people that are perfectly healthy, and there's a lot of slender people that are a lot worse off than.
Oh, their hypertension can be far exceed yours.
Yeah.
I mean, they could be taking medication that you're unaware of, and you might not be taking medication. That doesn't excuse the fact that as being overweight, we need to get that weight off, because it does a lot of damage to our organs, our knees. I did something here recently. I was in Texas and I was living upstairs in an apartment, and I carried up 2 10-pound bags of potatoes, one on each side. Mark, it was amazing when I got to the top of those stairs how I felt carrying that extra 20 pounds in my arms. And I carried 100 extra pounds on my body at one time.
Right, yeah.
Because I could zip up them steps at any time But with that extra 20 pounds, 10 in each side, when I got to the top of the steps, I felt
That's
it.
some weight, yeah.
Right.
Never realized that.
No, not until I was carrying that.
There was one other thing we were talking about too at that. We do seminars all over the country, and I'm sure you all know that. It was about guilt, feeling guilty. Remember? We were talking about feeling guilty. And you know what you should be eating and what you should not be eating. People know they should not be eating all these candy bars and desserts and junk food. And what people do is they feel guilty about it, but then they go eat it some more. Mm-hmm. And then they quit feeling guilty. They'll feel guilty, and then the guilt goes away, and they eat more, and they eat more. And eventually, they quit feeling guilty about what they're eating. It's like the Holy Spirit is coming down to you and saying, look, you need to eat healthier because I want you to be closer to God. And people just keep ignoring the Holy Spirit talking to them and saying, the guilt is going away, the guilt is going away. And the more you eat the unhealthy foods, the less guilty you're going to feel until finally you are living a full-blown, guilt-free lifestyle that has no judgmental, self-judgmental, whatever you want to call it.
I can remember a time when I during the whole time that I was overweight or obese, I don't remember ever feeling not self-conscious. I didn't like myself. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like the way I felt, and I didn't like me. But I would look in the mirror and I would see myself and think, I'm not that bad.
Why does that guilt not create a conviction to change? That's maybe a question we really need to study into. Is usually guilt is supposed to create a conviction to change. So you no longer have guilt.
Well, I think it goes in with what you just said about how after we spend so much time conditioning ourselves that it's okay to do what we're doing, that the guilt goes away, so we feel okay with ourselves. It's a mind over matter.
Yeah, like people, I've ate potato chips every single day for the last 40 years. I have no guilt about eating potato chips. I eat candy bars every single day for 30 years. I have no guilt about eating candy bars.
Do you know there's potato chips that are called guiltless?
Guiltless. I love it. I love it.
Uh-huh. Guiltless. I mean, this message out there, what they're trying to get to us is like, okay, these are okay to eat. You don't have to feel guilty about them.
Yeah. But the truth of the matter is, if you start living a healthy lifestyle and start eating the right products, you will truly not have guilt in your life, regardless of how big or small you are, because knowing that you're doing the best you can do to get healthy. So,
how many diets do you think are out there? What kind of diet?
I'm guessing hundreds, but...
Well, I just pulled this up on the internet, and there are belief-based diets.
Sure.
That would go along with different ethnic groups, religious groups, specific diets like kosher diets. You've got a lot of different diets, vegetarian diets.
Okay. Yeah, this is on Wikipedia, and there's different...
Semi-vegetarian, which I'm not quite sure what the
Semi? Probably the truck stops. They go to the Greasy Spoon and have a semi-vegetarian.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Semi.
Actually, that would be ones that are lacto-ovo, or they'll drink milk, or they'll eat cheese or eggs or stuff.
Well, vegetarian too. I'll
Right.
have to look into that one. Weight control diets.
Weight control diets.
I always thought a diet was weight control diet, but evidently what Mark said is you have to eat. So everybody is on some kind of a diet.
Click over here to what the definition of a diet is. I popped this up earlier.
Oh, okay.
You're going to love this. Because everyone on the planet technically is on a diet.
It says the kinds of food that a person, animal, or community habitually eats.
Every mammal is on a diet. Every fish is on a diet. Every single person is on a diet. So there's a lot of people out there that think, well, I don't want to be on some kind of diet. Right? That's a lot of people. They'll deny that they need to change their lifestyle, and they will say, I don't want to be on a diet.
Just like if you go down a little bit, it also says restrict oneself to small amounts of special kinds of food in order to lose weight.
Yeah.
Well,
Restrict. See, there's that word restrict.
There's
so they put a
restricting.
negativity. They put a
Yes.
negativity on the definition of diet rather than a positive aspect. Why don't they have a positive definition that says to live a healthier lifestyle, to be on this type of diet? Diet should be a good thing, not a bad thing.
It should be a lifestyle.
But society looks at it as a negativity.
They do, and more here. It says a special course of food to which one restricts oneself. Again, there's a negativity, either to lose weight or for medical reasons.
There you go. Health, medical reasons.
So we're already at a point to where something's happened, and if we don't, we either have to make the decision to either take medicine or to change our food.
So they're doing it for medical reasons because the doctor said, rather than health reasons in prevention.
Exactly.
Medical reasons would be after detection, not before.
Well, and it should be. It should be,
What else you got there?
Oh, I want to go.
It should be. It really should be.
Very low calorie diets. When I made this lifestyle change, and I don't like to call mine a diet. I know I have to have a diet of some sorts in order to live, because you have to eat to live, to survive. But I call it a lifestyle change because I feel like it saved my life, Mark.
Yeah.
And I eat more food now than I ate before.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's a diet.
I don't starve.
Because diet is defined as negative.
As negative. What did we have? Yesterday we had a wonderful lunch.
Oh, we ate good yesterday.
We ate good, and our plates were full. The full plate.
Yes. That's a good diet.
It is a good diet. Low carbohydrate diet. Okay, carbohydrates are not your enemy.
No, you should actually have a high carb diet.
Complex.
So a lot of these diets are actually creating harmful
effects on the body. Low fat diets, which I think we should eliminate so much fat in our diet. We should have lower fats in our diet. But still, again, I am not on a low fat diet. Crash diets. What do you think about
I don't even know what that is. That's
Oh, a crash diet is when you might almost starve yourself to death. You just boom.
Yeah.
Quit eating.
Yeah, so you're
order
so
to lose
delusional, you get in accidents out on the road. That's what a crash diet is. Stay away from crash diets because it will cause severe damage to your body. So it is. They got the right name on it.
Detox diets. Diets followed for medical reasons. Again.
Now there are some good detoxing, and
Sure.
I know where there's some benefit to that.
Sure.
Because we are in a society that's completely bombarded by chemicals and pesticides and things like that. And so we do need to remove those particles from our bodies. And some people cannot remove them on a regular basis. So they do need to have some type of detox. But even there's a lot of fruits that are detoxing, even water. People that drink the most amount of water have the least amount of harmful particles in their body. People that eat a vegan, plant-strong lifestyle are continually detoxing their body. So in a fashion of a healthy lifestyle, you would not need a detox like you would if you were eating meats and chemicals and processed foods. Would that make sense?
It would make sense. I know when I first started into my journey of better health, and I was obese, so I knew I had to do something, and I was sick. I remember doing a water fast for a day. But as far as another type of detox, when I eliminated the harmful foods from my diet, my body automatically detoxed itself. So I haven't had to
I
do
like
that.
it.
I didn't have to.
Is that your detox green algae drink or something over there?
Pond water.
Pond water, that's exactly what it looks like.
I know.
Wait a minute, let me, pond water.
No, I like color. To be honest with you, one of my friends down in Tennessee, Newport, Tennessee, Walt Cross, he owns the mustard seed there. Wonderful man, my go-to man. If I have somebody shoots a question at me about health or something's wrong with him, what would I do? I'm not a dictionary. I try to learn as much as I can, but I'll get on the phone, I'll call Walt. Yeah. Anyway, I was doing a seminar there at his church, and we were talking about stevia. You know, I love stevia.
Me too. That's your go-to sweetener.
It is. And he came to church one day and he had 3-quart jars of a light green, a medium green, and a dark green, where he took green dried stevia leaves, they were unprocessed, and put them in hot water and steeped them and then poured them in each one of these jars to see which one I liked the best. And I'm telling you, it tasted like Texas tea.
Wow.
It was amazing. I mean, this is, have you tried it?
I have had that many times. Thank you very much.
I love this stuff. And you know what? It's when you drink a soda pop, or when you drink coffee, or you drink a beverage, you now have depleted the water. So now you have to have double the water in.
This is so refreshing.
It is.
And I'm just a little concerned of all the calories that are inside that.
There's no calories. It's just stevia. Stevia and water, that's it. And to be honest, I do a teaspoon for a quart.
I need to start doing that in my cooking shows.
I know.
Yeah.
I actually, if I'm making something in the morning like oatmeal, which I really don't even put a sweetener in my oatmeal anymore, I just put fruit. You've seen it, fruit on top. Sure. But if you want it sweet, you can cook your oatmeal with
That's what I do.
water.
I just put a stevia in there. And, Nice.
Love my water.
You know what? We just sit here talking so much. We've got cooking shows to go to.
Do
we do segments all the time. If you don't know what we do here, we love doing segments because you can bust up these videos and send off these segments to people all over the world through the internet. And you know how segment driven the world is today. So enjoy these segments, and then we'll be back for more. Hi, Mark Anthony here again, and I'm with a very special guest. Melody PRETTYMAN is here today to give us one of her fantastic recipes. What are we doing today?
This is called Boston Bib Pockets.
Okay, I've done pockets before.
Have you? What have you done your pockets with?
Hot pockets. You throw them in the microwave and...
Well, today we're going to use a Boston lettuce, so that's why we call it Boston.
Okay. And I'm here for you, so whatever you want me to do,
You're here for me. Well, what we're going to do on this recipe is we're going to start out by putting the main ingredient in there, which would be our imitation meat base.
Okay.
And some brown rice, which is a good whole grain. So what I have today is something called soy curls, and you're familiar with
Yeah,
this.
we've used them before.
Love soy. Soy curl is made by Butler Foods. Love this product.
Yeah, Dan Butler.
Dan Butler. I love the people at Butler Foods. The reason why I particularly care for this one is because it's non-GMO and organic. Now that's hydrated right now, but when you buy these, they come crispy. No taste, there's absolutely no flavor, so it's going to take on any flavor we give it.
All right.
And that's what I love about it. Now, you can leave it long, like a fajita type meat right now, or we can dice it. Why don't we dice it a little bit?
I think so for this one. See, you can see the water content here.
Right, and I wanted to leave that in there, and you know why, Mark?
What do you think? I'll do about this much?
About that much.
Okay.
And the reason for me not putting or taking the water out and why I want it hydrated like that, I don't want to use oil.
Oh, you don't want me using oil?
I don't want you using any oil on this.
I was going to use oil in there.
I know, he's always wanting to use oil in there. But you know, for me, we both lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to eliminate that fat.
And I do talk about using less oils. That's a big thing.
Yes. So we're going to put that in there. If you feel like we need a little water, we can put it in.
How about if I just take a little bit of this?
Take a little of the juice off of there. Good.
Because that's going to still have nutrient in it, basically.
It sure does.
Yeah. And then give me some of that taco seasoning. Because I'm going to do a taco one.
Watch me, I won't be able to get it open.
Okay.
Use the mighty hands to get it open.
And as long as you got a good taco seasoning, you just want to look at the labels and make sure that it's not, you know, one of those chemical-based.
And if not, Mark, the components in a taco seasoning are chili powder, cumin, onion, garlic, a little bit of oregano, Mexican oregano.
Yep.
And so basically those are the components in taco seasoning. So they can make that at home. Easy and a lot less expensive.
And this is done.
That is done. But what I want you to do is I want you to add about half of that rice.
To it?
Yep, right,
Okay.
right into it. There you go. Love that, love that.
Now, a lot of these soy curls too, you can actually crisp them up so they've got a little browning action on them. And when you crisp them up and get that little searing browning action, it actually really gives it a unique flavor, like it's been grilled.
And when you don't use oil and your water sauteing, I usually do it on like a medium heat because we don't want to burn the product because we're using no fat. Put a little bit of your, probably just a couple tablespoons of your onions.
Right in here?
Right in there. Bell pepper.
I'm a finger person.
You're a finger person. I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do.
Wow, look at the color.
I know,
Yeah.
Love that. Let's put in a little red onion. We've already got it diced up there. I want even a little celery. How about a little celery?
You can do anything you want with this. This is just a creative creations.
It is. And then let's put some garlic.
Woo, I need more water. I better get that pitcher of water, huh?
Yeah, let's do this.
And give it a nice saute, huh?
Yes. And you know, I don't like my vegetables limp.
No, these can be crunchy.
I want it.
I was just gonna say, I'd rather have it crunchy. But just like that, it's done.
Just like that. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the lettuce. I've got some.
Grab me that bowl right there, the big glass bowl, and I'm gonna put this right in here, and then I'm gonna start working on another one.
Oh, we're gonna have some different flavors, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's the most awesome thing about cooking, and cooking with plant-based. It's so versatile, and you can use just about anything.
And I can be bold right here.
Be bold.
Not even wipe out the pan, but just add some of this to it. And let's try one with it, leaving it whole, just to see how it turns out. And yeah, let's just do it all. Okay. And if we do Asian one, you want to do an Asian one?
Yeah, let's put the rest of the rice in there.
Okay.
Of course, I always like my garlic and my onion, but I also cut up just a little bit of ginger.
Okay, ginger for the Asian. And you've got some Asian spices here. Bragg's.
I do.
Bragg's.
Put some Bragg's liquid aminos.
Oh, let me tell you, that's just like soy sauce, but a lot better for you. And I'm gonna.
And the reason for that is because of the fermenting.
Chinese 5-spice.
And you can use any seasoning you want that is more of an Asian flair when you're doing an Asian.
You could actually do Italian style. If you
Oh, sure you could.
Mediterranean style. I'll just put a little bit of curry in there. I don't want to get too carried away today with that.
That'd be good.
I like that spice rack.
I love that spice rack. Folks, if you see Mark on here again by himself and the spice rack is gone, I didn't take it.
I'll know where to look.
Yeah.
This needs some green.
Let's put some celery and the green onion.
I'm going to save some of these for garnishing though on top.
What about a little bit of bell pepper?
Perfect. And just like
Isn't
that.
that beautiful? Yeah. And we don't want to cook this to where the color's gone out of it.
No,
we just
no.
want to use it as a seasoning. It's so much better for you.
It's almost heat and serve.
It is.
So what are you doing with the bibs? I've used bibs before, but usually just to chop them up for salads.
No, I want to keep it whole. You can even say you've got one that's too small. Oh, I like that one. That was perfect.
Yeah.
You're not getting it. That's mine.
Just,
Yes, you can. But what I want to do.
like a taco for the.
It is. So this one here was done more on a Spanish theme because we had the taco seasoning. Look at that, Mark.
And for those of you that like creative names, you don't have to call it a Boston bib pocket. This would be a Boston bib taco with doing the Southwest theme.
Yes. Look here. You can chop up a little bit of the baby bellas. Love baby bellas.
So more important than anything, this is actually just a concept on how to create a fast, easy, healthy meal at home.
Well, healthy, we're not using fat. We're not using potato chips. We're not using taco shells that have been dipped in a lot of oil. The sodium content is, oh, it's down so much. I'm putting just a little bit of this tomato I cut up here. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Gosh, I like it.
You've got sour cream. Well, this is yogurt.
That's yogurt because this is not, doesn't have sugar in it. It's unflavored. This is a soy base. You've got coconut, many different bases. How about putting a little bit of salsa in here, Mark?
Okay.
Do you mind? Oh, yeah.
And boom.
Look what we've got there.
Got
Let's put a little bit of the taco seasoning in it.
That's what I was thinking. Let me taste this.
Love your fork.
Thank you very much.
Probably about a teaspoon.
Melody and I have so much fun in the kitchens. We've done camp meetings together. We've done special events all over the country together, sometimes big events. We'll have to get Melody's information on the end of this segment, so if anybody wants to contact her, you'll be able to do that.
See what you think.
But definitely one of the most creative people in the kitchen you will ever meet.
I love to cook and I love to eat.
Perfect.
You love that? Mm-hmm. Okay, I am going to put just a little dab right on the top. And a few, maybe some red onion.
Did you know I was going to do that?
I knew you were. I knew you were.
Because you want that look, just like that.
Isn't that awesome? That is so beautiful. Folks, there is so little fat in that dish. Just basically what comes from the soybean. That's it. Oh, I guess you want one as pretty as I had, huh?
For the Asian one? Yes, let's do one for the Asian one here.
Oh, that's a little big. I'm going to find you a good one.
And this is perfect, just like this. Because you're going to have those textures. You got the bib lettuce, you've got the savory here, you've got the crunch in there that you're looking for, and you certainly have the flavor. Wow.
Not only that, look at, you've got a great complex carbohydrate, you've got your vegetables, you've got your protein. Everybody's always going on about protein, Mark. Do you feel like we need more protein in our diet?
No, less.
Me either.
Yeah, in fact, there's a lot of studies that say people are getting too much protein. It's causing kidney damage and kidney failures now. We've talked about that quite a few times. You want this filled up here? All right, we'll do that.
Fill it up.
And then the nice part is whatever's left over, man, you could just refrigerate it and bring it out the next day and have it for a cold salad type of
right
mentality.
over the top of your salad.
Yeah. Okay, I don't want to go too much here. I'm just
No, but you know what, Mark?
I would just leave that. Boom. That's just like.
Isn't that beautiful? We could take some of this fresh dill and a little bit of mint. How's that sound?
Oh, the aroma. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Chop that up.
Jackpot. Melody's got it going on. Mint and dill on top of the Asian one. Who would have thought of that?
Us. And what I want to do is maybe just a little bit of the yogurt right on top. Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah, and I've done some episodes as far as making whipped cream toppings and things like that. So there's some other things that we could really incorporate into this.
Just about anything.
Keep it simple, keep it fast, just make it healthy, and you're going to be a lot better off. So what do you think?
I think I'll eat this one and that one, and you can have the other two.
We will. Well, thank you.
Thank you for inviting.
Tune in, make sure you share these with your friends and family, and we will see you next time in the kitchen. Hi, Mark Anthony here with a little cutting tip for the day. We've got our kitchen tips for the day, and just wanted to show you some concepts about cutting and how to cut and how to use a knife. This is actually a Mercer knife. They're probably one of my favorites. It's a higher quality knife, but yet not expensive. Like a lot of these knives, you get the same quality and pay 10 times the price. And so Mercer's a good knife, and what I want to show you here is a little bit about cutting. And there's a lot of people that have a fear of cutting. And what you want to do is take your index finger, just curve it, just give it that little curve, and then you contact the knife with your knuckle. And you never want the knife to leave the knuckle. Now, one thing you also want to do is make sure that the knuckle is where you're cutting the food. You don't want your knuckle up here at the end of the knife or the tip, because it's just going to get cut off. So you want it right where you're cutting the food. And then as you cut the food, you're going to get a lot more practice on that. And so you're just going to. Now another thing you want to do is try not to cut things that are rolling, because if you have things that are rolling, you're going to end up with instability. So a lot of times what I will do is actually get that baby cut in half first. And then once again, you don't want to cut it on the rolling side. You want to flip it over on the flat side, because that way you have stability. So if you're going to do like carrot sticks, we're just going to do some carrot sticks here. You can cut it like that, lay these babies flat, and then put them in there. But you can see, even when you're going to cut, especially for beginners, even if you're going to cut like this, you don't want to cut like this, because your instability, even though that might be the particular thing you're looking for. See, for safety wise, you can always cut it flat, lay these flat, and then hit your slices, so you're getting half moons like this. But it is a safer way to cut. You can see, as long as the knife never leaves the board, you're never going to cut yourself. It's when your knife starts going airborne, that's when you're going to end up with some serious problems. So, but you'll get faster and faster as time goes on. Just make sure that you've got that knife in contact with your knuckle at all times, and make sure that the knife never leaves the table. It's when you start going airborne, you're going to have more problems. So anyway, that's the easy way. And of course, with carrots, one of the nice ways to do it is just keep them soaking in water like this, put a lid on it, and I will be eating those for lunch. So Mark Anthony just showing you a simple technique, a little safety in the kitchen with knives. Hey, Mark and Melody in the kitchen, and today Melody has one of her spectacular recipes. I've been begging her to do this like month after month after month, to make some au gratin potatoes, because she's just got such a simple, fabulous recipe for it.
Yeah, my kids' favorite, when they was little, they'd say, "Mama, we want some au rotten potatoes." That's what they thought they were.
Au rotten potato, au gratin.
They couldn't say au gratin, so they'd say au rotten. And I imagine the neighbors thought, what in the world is she feeding her kids?
Yeah, you never know. It's
Isn't it funny? Memories are worth millions. But I have some of the cheesy sauce, and we've done this on another segment before, Mark.
Right.
Also, you can always go to our website, so the recipes we do are always out there.
Yeah, and a lot of times I put them right on the ends of the clips too, so people can just pause and get it there. Now these potatoes right here, we did a baked potato segment where we had a whole bunch of baked potatoes, and I wanted to cook some extra ones because there's so many different things you can do with them. And you actually peeled these potatoes and sliced them, and
I did, you know,
so
nothing fancy, but like Mark, when I make something like potatoes or rice, I make a lot of it.
Make a batch.
Baked potatoes too, because I will use them and incorporate them in another recipe.
Absolutely.
So that's not anything uncommon.
Yeah, we're showing you how to do things easier,
Simple.
more efficient in the kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah. Hand me that bowl right there, Mark.
You want this bowl?
I want that bowl. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this cheese sauce right in this bowl, because I want to mix the sour cream with it. And I use the Tofutti sour cream, just for the sake of me spilling everything all over the countertop here. This is television. We don't cut anything, do we, Mark? And
well, you know, some of these places it would be a cut in the very next clip.
Would be
this
clean.
Would all be gone right now.
Yeah, it is right now. I knew it'd be gone. It wouldn't take long.
Need salt.
I knew he was going to say that. And what did I tell you ahead of time?
She says, "Hey, here's the salt. You're gonna need it."
Because I really don't salt my food, and so I thought, you know, I feel like people can always salt what they want at the table, but for myself, I am very sensitive to sodium, Mark. So you know me, no sugar, no salt, no what?
Oil.
Oil, SOS.
SOL on the SOS. Is that the way it works?
I guess it does. But what I've done is I put my sour cream in with my cheese sauce, and I'm going to add some of the potatoes.
I mean, you want these in here, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
And you sprayed this already.
I just a little bit. If I had a pan that didn't call for, you know, like a Teflon or something, which, you know, I don't use them. That's
enough for you?
Yeah, I think that's plenty. Do you need some more?
I'm fine.
You got fine?
Yeah.
And all I'm going to do is
this is your recipe.
I'm just going to pour some of all of.
That looks like all of it.
Yeah. Well, I've still got some over here in the pot if I need some more. I'm gonna put it right in there. Now, if you're celiac and you don't want to put any of the breadcrumbs on the top, you could always take something like your corn flakes that are made with grape juice instead of the sugar, and you can grind them up and put them over the top, and that makes a real good toasting effect on the top, Mark.
But this is it.
This is it. This is it.
This is it.
This is my all rotten potatoes, as my kids call them, but these are my all rotten potatoes. You could put a little nutritional yeast flakes. You can make your vegan Parmesan cheese and put over the top of them with those breadcrumbs, or with like a cereal, and that just depends on if the person has an allergy to wheat or not. So
normally I do the simple recipe, and Melody kicks it up a notch. And I knew Melody was going to be doing the simple recipe, so I thought I'd kick this one up a notch. And so this is all you got to do?
Well, that's pretty much it, Mark. I'm going to put it in the oven and bake it. But like I said, you know, you can put breadcrumbs, you can put anything on top of that. Normally I'll cover that if I don't have anything on the top, and just make sure that everything incorporates nice. And then just before I'm ready to bring it out of the oven, I might kick the broiler on just a little bit and make it golden, you know, give it a crispiness on the top.
All right, I'm going to set this aside for right now, and then we're going to work on mine. I'm going to do a little separate creation, and I want you to add some cheese to this.
Okay.
You don't have any sour cream. Let me see if I've got any more sour cream here.
Oh, we've always got sour cream.
Which I do. Tofutti sour cream, of course.
Now, how much do you want, Mark?
Oh, just kick it up. Overdo it.
Overdo it.
Usually way to open those there.
Now,
add
you're
a little bit of
want
cream
salt
and mix
in
it up.
yours.
Yeah, add a little bit of cream and mix it up.
All right. Hand me a
We'll give it a
spoon
shot
down there.
of-
I don't want to use this spoon. It's got orange on it.
Okay.
All right. Is that going to be
Oh, right,
enough?
for that. Now, you bet. Just, yeah,
Okay.
we'll do a little stir on that. Now, what I've got here is I've got some fire roasted red bell pepper I want to put in here. And some of this fake meat. Now, if you, I got to show this to the camera here real quick. Let me show this. If you can take a look at this. Does this look like real meat?
It looks like liver or duck.
I mean, look at that. This is duck.
Okay.
And it's actually one of these brands, Compion,
Okay.
which is an Asian one, which doesn't have all the chemicals in it like some of the American ones do.
Now, is that a soy product,
And
Mark?
look, it even has what looks
Oh
like
my.
skin on it. Is that amazing or what?
It is.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna actually just bust these in here. It is a,
It's a soy
a
product.
wheat.
Oh, a gluten
It's a gluten product,
Okay.
yeah, but look at that, just, so
Yeah,
we're gonna bust
nice.
this up in here. Because my thought is, you know, you've got this wonderful recipe for au gratin, but man, you can do anything with it.
Sure you can.
And most people use au gratin as a side dish
So now this is an entree.
You kick
We've
it
just
up
incorporated it to an entree.
with something like this, and you run it right into an entree. So go ahead and mix that up, and then I'll just do it. We're just gonna do a little ramekin of this one.
All right.
I know that's my little ramekin.
Yeah.
The big
Small
ones are like,
ramekin.
whoa.
Have we sprayed it?
Yeah, you better.
Just a little. You don't need much.
Okay. So this is going to be a nice, meaty, hearty.
Mark, isn't that cheese sauce though a beautiful color?
Spectacular.
How bright! I love cheese sauce. It's and you know I make mine with rice and potatoes, and sometimes I make it with the nuts. All right.
And sometimes people's televisions might look a little different in color. So we run a real high definition, real high quality. But I've seen some other TVs and I'm like, man, this looks different on your TV than that TV.
Sure it
so,
will.
yeah, every TV is a little bit different.
Now you're putting, what is this here?
Just breadcrumbs.
Just breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Are they seasoned or just regular
Yeah, just seasoned breadcrumbs. We make these from scratch. I've done a couple episodes on them. And just like that. And we're going to put that in the oven.
Awesome.
We'll put these in together, bring them out together, and see how they look.
All right, we'll be right back.
All right, Melody, I got some parsley chopped up for you. These
that.
just came out of the oven here a little while ago, but I let them cool down a little bit because they were bubbling and just needed to rest a little bit.
So you just let them set up, tighten up.
Right, exactly. So, what do you think?
I think we can plate some if you'd like to, Mark.
Okay. And I mean, this is kind of a scooping thing, isn't it?
It is a scooping thing.
It really is.
Like you just scoop right in there.
Oh man, look at that.
Oh yes.
Is that, look at it's steaming hot. Look how hot it is.
I'm loving it.
But
oh,
look
Mark,
at this.
Look at that.
See how much moisture is in that?
And no, there was no oil. Absolutely
Yeah, it's
no
not like
oil.
it's a soggy, greasy product or anything. So, boom, boom, and wow. That's the wow factor. And what do we got with this?
That
Go ahead, I'll let you scoop that up.
entire meal
And I'm going to just kind of sprinkle this over the whole thing
that you
for
made,
the company
Mark.
coming over. What do you think?
I'm loving it. This was a meal.
Use it up.
Look, I am so terrible in the kitchen. What do you think?
Just like that. Okay. And you can sprinkle that. So there
I'm
you
all
go.
about color.
You've got a couple different ways that you can do au gratin potatoes. You've got the original version.
I know where those are going. I knew it.
Well, that's the one with the breadcrumbs, so I knew you weren't going to do that.
No,
Little
I
Miss
won't.
Celiac over here.
Yeah, I do miss bread, but guess what I'm going to get to eat in heaven?
Yeah.
Yeah, bread. The bread
You're more
alive.
gluten intolerant than being a celiac. You've had wheat a little bit here.
Yeah, I can. It's been several years, so every now and then I'll eat wheat. It's just like a Mack truck runs over me, but
Yeah.
I'll punish myself. But
Sometimes I'll like, Melody, come on, try a little bit. Just a little. You got to try it.
get thee behind me.
Yeah, and she does that sometimes.
I do.
What do I look like? Satan?
No, but you're tempting. You just put that food in front of me. I love it when he makes something like a dessert and says, Melody, you have no idea how good this tastes.
And you're never going to know either.
No, that's
Most
what
of
he
the time,
says, and you're
most
never
of the time
gonna know.
she does pretty good. But
Yeah.
wow, this has got to be one of the best au gratin potatoes you'll ever have, and it's vegan, gluten-free.
Very low fat. I mean,
Low fat.
There's a little bit of fat in there with the meat you have, but I mean,
You've
that's
got your
it.
good carbs, your good starches.
Complex carbohydrates, not the simple. And for people like myself who was right there at that insulin level of diabetes, and I lost a dad, 2 brothers with the same thing, and I eat a lot of potatoes.
So there you go. We're giving you the solutions on how to live a healthier life. So take these steps with you and share them with other people so they too can get healthy, because that's our job, is to help each other get healthy. And we will see you next time in the kitchen.
Goodbye.
Just wanted to remind you that my books are available on my website at chefmarkanthony.com, or you can call the number on the screen. And if you get the answering machine, make sure you leave your number so we can call you right back. A lot of times when the shows are airing, the phone's ringing off the hook, but we want to make sure that we get you this valuable information. Now, this is my $25 book called Vegan Simplicity, and it's got a lot of great recipes in it. You're going to love this book. It's just fast, easy recipes. And this is my book, Simply Incredible, which is a hardcover book, and 400 pages of full color. I mean, this thing's got such great recipes in it. You are absolutely going to love this book. 400 pages, full color, stitched binding, and it's got a lot of the information in the beginning about the baby steps that we talk about, baby steps to an amazingly healthier you. And if you don't have the chart yet, all you have to do is send in any donation that will help us continue to grow this ministry, and we will send you this chart for any donation. And this is such a great chart because it helps you track trends so you can see how your success is going along. And so that's available. My books are available, even Melody Prettyman's book. We got lots of things available. And I just want to thank you, though, because of you, we are able to sustain ourselves as a ministry and continue to grow. Our passion is to get this health message out to more and more people, because we know when you get healthier physically, you're going to get healthier mentally, and you're going to have a better connection with God. And that's what we're here for, is we have a passion to draw people closer to Christ. And we know that when people get healthier, everything falls into place. And so thank you for your support. And we'll see you next time in the kitchen. Mark and Melody here for another program. And this is for all you people that don't know jack about fruit, okay?
I knew something was going on in his head.
You knew something had to be different, right? You know what jackfruit is. A lot of people don't know what jackfruit is. This right here is jackfruit. And take a look at this stuff. This is actually fruit from Thailand. And now jackfruit comes in a couple different ways. We're actually going to make some barbecue sandwiches out of jackfruit that is just going to blow you away. And what you want to do is you need to get the jackfruit that is packed in water.
Okay, and then we drained it off.
And not the one that's packed with a syrup. The ones that are with a syrup
are sweet.
You can just eat them.
Okay.
Right out of the can.
Right.
These are hard. I mean, look how hard they are. You can't even.
That is.
There's no way you could eat those. So, but what we're going to do is put these in some water.
Okay.
And we're going to boil these. Usually about a half hour minimum, and on up to an hour, half hour to an hour. Usually a half hour, you're in pretty good shape. So we're going to bring these to a boil, and then we're going to come back and break them apart and actually make barbecue sandwiches with jackfruit.
Mark, where would they get these?
Asian food stores.
Okay.
It's the only place I've seen them.
Okay.
It's like $1 a can. It's really not an expensive, $1.29, something like that. And you get a lot of portions out of it. But how's the nutritional element look?
There's only 40 calories, and that's for 3 pieces. Calories from fat are 20. But it's
a good
an
natural
essential
fat, yeah.
So it's fine. Now there is sodium in this, but we went ahead and drained it, and so we got the brine off of it.
So it's even got protein and
It sure does.
calcium at 2%, iron at 6%.
It's 4 grams of carbohydrate and a gram of fiber, so no added sugar. So this is a really good product.
We're gonna let it boil, and then we'll come back and really start working with it.
All right, we'll be back. What in the world are you doing?
Hey, I'm getting ready to do some cooking here. Okay, this was the jackfruit. We boiled it off. What I did was just give it a quick drain. And this is what we have. I've got some barbecue sauce heating up right here, but look at this.
All right.
Does that look meaty or what?
Yeah.
It looks too
Looks
meaty
like
for you.
or what? Yeah, I mean it.
You can see how it's all pulling apart.
You know what reminds me of something? I haven't figured out yet what it is, but it almost looks like it's got knuckles or cartilage or something.
This is fruit.
In there.
This is jackfruit.
I see
Now you
that.
can take this and slice up this end piece here. The end piece is a little bit harder, so you can slice up that end piece if you want, and or you can just break it apart with your hands. But the whole thing that you want to do is just break up all of this and make it look like meat.
You know what this reminds me of? What the color it is right now?
Huh.
Like a pulled pork.
Right, that's exactly what we're doing. This is a barbecue sandwich, barbecue jackfruit, but it is the specific mirror image of a pulled pork sandwich. That is, you just hit it right on the head. And so we just need to bust all this up. And you'll see these little cartilages.
Do you want those
see these
in
little,
there?
Yes, because cartilages. But this, you'll find these little pieces in pulled pork. So I want to keep those in there to really give people the illusion.
This is probably a seed from the fruit.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
But
it's an illusion.
That people will actually think it's pork.
Now, Mark, how did you ever think of this?
I just, I go to a lot of Asian stores and I really experiment a lot.
Okay.
So it's just one of those unique, foods that you can do a lot of things with. So
Yeah, I need you to cut up that in there for me.
yeah, you get those big pieces right there. You can bust them up a little bit.
This really looks
Like pulled pork?
like a pork.
Yep.
The pink in color.
Yeah,
Look at this big one, like the seed shell right there. Nice.
Isn't that something?
Woo!
Yeah, but just those muscle pieces there. But the rest of it, you just beat it up, and you can mash it all together. And we'll get all this right in here.
Here's one.
And I can bust them open with my fingers. That's what I usually do. But I just want to give you a real good visual of what this really looks like.
He really gave me a visual. That's probably the closest to meat of anything that I've seen us use.
Absolutely.
that really looked like meat. I mean, it's almost kind of creepy to handle it because, I mean, folks, I've cooked meat a lot. I've eaten meat before, not a lot. I've been a vegetarian for most of my life, but I have eaten some meat. And so I've worked with it. And just by what I seen there and how I felt the texture, it's hard for me to believe that is a fruit.
Yeah, and when you look at this, I mean, look at that.
Oh my.
It looks exactly like a barbecue pork sandwich.
Now, a lot of time when I make barbecued, you know, whatever it's going to be, whether it be tofu or some other kind of soy product, I would put some onions and I'll bake it in the oven and let it just really savor the flavors in there. Can you do the same thing with this? Like,
yeah, this is one of those things that the longer you let it simmer and
absorbs.
You know, I did this at a commercial restaurant one time, and we would just put it in the steam table,
Okay.
and it'd be there all day long.
Sure.
So even 6 or 12 hours later, somebody could order it, and you'd have it good to go. So,
And
yes.
a sliced onion, a little bit of sweet relish or something on that.
Yes,
little mustard.
all you people with your vegan restaurants out there, your vegetarian restaurants, you put this on the menu, and you will have people dragging their friends in to have this sandwich, and they're not going to tell them what it is. But yeah, I would actually let this go, and plus it's going to tighten up as it reduces and absorbs some of those flavors. But let me just give you a visual here, how you would present this.
Oh, Mark.
I know, doesn't it? Just
I
look
love
like it?
barbecue and potato salad. I lived in the South way too many years.
I guarantee you, I could go to a pork competition and actually make a sandwich like this and probably win and having it all vegan like that. But look at that.
Amazing. Amazing.
It is. It's simply amazing. You would never know. Yes. And so sometimes this is what you want to do. And you know, a lot of people that are transitioning from living a meat, unhealthy lifestyle, and they want to go to a healthier lifestyle.
But they want
sometimes
meat.
These are the transitional foods that will really help you overcome what you're eating, you know, and go to a healthier lifestyle.
You know,
So,
I don't know that I'm going to be able to tell till I eat the whole sandwich.
yeah, and that's all it is. Just
It
get the
is so
jackfruit.
good.
Make sure you get the one that is in the brine, in the water, not the fruit that's in the
Fruit
syrup.
juice?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's one in syrup, and that one doesn't work. But it's really good just to eat the one in
Oh,
syrup.
Mark.
But that's it.
That is that's probably my second favorite dish.
It's
Because I
crazy.
still love those enchiladas, but this is phenomenal.
Crazy, yeah.
And now I can make it myself. I'm loving
So
this.
there you go.
Oh.
Making it easy for you to eat healthy in the kitchen. This is Mark and Melody in the kitchen showing you the easy way. Huh?
Goodbye.
Woo, I'm ready for the next show. You?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you next time. All right, we're back, and I hope you liked those segments that we had today, and always doing fun stuff in the kitchen, and that's our forte.
I absolutely am at the height of my glory, I guess you could say, when I'm in the kitchen creating wonderful food.
I love it when you're over because I eat healthy. She's healthier than I am by all means.
No, I'm trying. You know, I don't want anybody out there to think that I am on a diet, because I am not on a diet. I can't tell you the last time I counted a calorie, where I measured my food, where I weighed my food. I eat what I want to eat.
And you can, because you're eating healthy.
This I'm not. This is nothing temporary. This is my life now. I don't want to eat any other way. I don't ever want to go back to the way I used to eat.
No.
Don't want to do that.
And it's fun.
This is my diet.
We have fun cooking. We have fun in the kitchen. And by the way, diets. Was there a thing about saving money in here? Do you
Oh,
remember
yeah,
that?
there is, right here.
Go to meal planning there. This is from the, let me share this with you real quick. We got a minute, don't we?
got a minute.
American Diabetes Association talking about meal planning for vegetarian and vegan diets. And they're talking about, is it safe for someone with a diabetic to follow a vegan diet? Yes, in big, bold, explanation points here.
It's a healthy option.
The vegan diet, they also call that a fabulous diet. And this is from the American Diabetes Association. And they're talking, where was it? about saving money. They're thinking about saving money.
It is the cheapest way to eat and the healthiest way.
It really is. Oh, here. This diet also tends to cost less. Meat, poultry, and fish are usually the most expensive foods we can eat. So right there, you're not only going to save your health, you're going to save money and save time. Do you save time?
Yes, because I'm cooking for myself, even when I cooked for my family. It's different because I cook like beans, and I make extra because I want to use them for something else. My rice. There's so many things that I cook ahead of time, and I eat so much simpler than I used to be, and I don't crave the food I used to eat.
And then we probably do about 75% raw food, my wife and I. So we're not even cooking. We're just chopping up salads, and how fast is it to chop up a salad? Yeah. So it does save us a lot of time there as well.
I eat mashed potatoes, green beans, corn, and then a big salad with it, and I eat what I want of it. But I'm not cooking it in oil. I'm not cooking using butter. So I'm not using the fattening foods with it. I'm keeping my food as whole as I possibly can, cooked or raw.
Before we go, we better direct our viewers to your website.
Yes, MelodyPrettyman.com.
MelodyPrettyman.com. We've got her information, my information, all of our information is at the end of every show and all over the websites, and we're linked together. And
right, you can contact us by email, you can contact us on our web, you can contact us by the phone.
Phone numbers, yeah.
And if we don't answer, we get back to you soon.
Leave a message, because a lot of times, especially when the shows are airing, the phone's ringing off the hook. And that's the way to get your books. You know, you can order the books right off the phone number, or the easiest way is go right to the website and punch in your order, and we'll have those orders out to you as soon as possible.
You know, I like to draw people to our websites because that's where they're going to find information and recipes, free recipes.
Yeah. Money back guarantee.
Yeah.
Because it's free, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, thank you all for tuning into The Whole Message, and we will see you next time, maybe in the kitchen doing some cooking.